Happy holidays, TikTok. Hi, it's Dr. Jones here, and I wanted to come on here and do a public service announcement since Thanksgiving starts next week, and then after that, we're fast tracking through the holidays until the end of the year. One of the things I wanted to get on here and talk to you all about is, as it pertains to the holidays, is dealing with your family members. And I know for a lot of people, even though they do this thing for the holidays, it's probably the most stressful time of the year. At least it is for people who come to see me in my practice. That a lot of people have trouble dealing with their family. And one of the things that I've noticed is that even though people go home and they spend all this money on gifts and stuff like that for their family, it really and truly stresses them out. First of all, people are going out and spending money on gifts that they can't afford. And this isn't for everybody, but gifts that they can't afford that aren't appreciated, or, things that they're spending money on people that they really don't want to spend money on, just because it's become customary to go out and spend money and do all this stuff. They spend thousands of dollars, many hours traveling across the country, going home to see people that they may not like, or people who don't necessarily like them, or people that don't respect them. I'm here to tell you that, you want to be sure to take care of yourself this holiday season. If funds are tight, if money's tight, then honor yourself, honor your finances, regardless of what people have to say. And you don't necessarily have to go into everything, divulge all the details about why you can't make it and why you can't buy luxury items for gifts. But, just let people know that you're not able to do that this year. Honor your pocketbook or your wallet and say, you know what, I'm just not able to do it. I'm not able to come home. I'm not able to spend this kind of money. I love you guys, but I have to work. I have to work on other things this year. You can set the standard for getting out of, um, you know, trying to get love and validation through your family, through spending all of this money and whatnot. So you may have to be the person that sets the standard for that and opt out of it. And just a tip. This is something that I've practiced and I preach for a while now, where it's like, in my own personal life, when you have family members that don't appreciate, the things that you go through. They don't understand it. They don't care about trying to understand what you go through, what your day-to-day struggles are. Dr. Jones does not endorse buying gifts for people, because you know what? You got to go back to living your life, paying regular grown people bills after these holidays are over, filing taxes and doing all that. So you want to consider your own financial health and well-being before you go out stressing out, running out with all these people out in holiday traffic, spending all this exorbitant money on gifts and travel. The other thing that I would encourage you to think about is having autonomy over your body, or allowing your children to have autonomy over their body when visiting family. So there's a lot of family members that, extended family and whatnot, people that, you may not know very well, or your child may not know very well. And what do those family members want to do? They want to hug on you, squeeze on you. Some of them may be inappropriate and bite you, or want to kiss you on the lips and do all kinds of crazy stuff, right? And I encourage you that, like, if you don't want to do it, honor that. Don't do it. And say, you know what? I actually prefer not to hug and kiss people. I'm honoring my body. I'm honoring my health, get out of it. Stop doing that. If you don't want to be hugging and kissing on people, or if there's people there who have done you dirty, and they want to hug and kiss and like nothing's happened, get out of that. Stop that cycle, and you have the power to do that. Say, you know what? I'm not okay with doing that. I'm here for the holidays, and I'm not really here to, cause trouble or anything, but I'm not going to fake the funk and go on like something, like we're friends or we're long lost buddies. I'm not doing that. A lot of people count on sweeping things under the rug, and that's, dysfunctional families are notorious for doing that. That's fine. Dysfunctional families are notorious for also violating, body autonomy. And if you have little kids, especially, they don't want to kiss grandma, or your auntie stank and they don't want to do it. Honor your children. Let your children decide who they want to come to. And while it may not look like a big deal, like what's it going to hurt, to force them to do it, it actually is a big deal, because, over time that really adds up. And what happens when another grown person touches your child inappropriately? Your child won't be able to stand up and say no, because they've been taught to go against their own will, and hug and kiss people, and touch people that they don't want to touch. So they're not allowed to enforce boundaries over their own bodies and their own personal space. And you need to honor that for yourself. So don't allow people in your personal space. Don't allow people to push up on you, touch on you if you don't want to do it. If you're not feeling them, they've done you dirty. Don't do it. And one of the last things I'll say is this. Sometimes family members try to make it a point to embarrass you or humiliate you or dog you down during the holidays. Oh, why are you still single? And you ain't got this and you ain't got that and this and that. Don't engage in that kind of stuff. That's toxic, that's negative, and that's people trying to put you and your business on Front Street, trying to embarrass you, trying to humble you in front of everybody else. You know what? It's none of their damn business. And it's okay for you to say that. It's none of your damn business. Or, you know what? I'm not going to talk about that. I'm just here to enjoy grandma and the food, and then I'm going to roll, partner. And you could just sort of leave it at that, like, quick and dirty, in and out. I just came for appearances. I came to see how everybody's doing. I want to do the right thing, but I'm not here to be embarrassed. I'm not going to get into it with you all. And it's not appropriate for you to talk to me like that, or to dig for stuff to put on display. So it's a quick way to put people in check without getting into conflicts with them. Lastly, everybody is grown, and should be able to handle their liquor and other stuff when at the family holidays. So if Uncle Ronnie gets out of control and gets drunk and crunk and wants to turn up and act a fool, he needs to go home, and you need to not be afraid to tell him, like, you know what, you are way too old to be acting like that, and you need to go sit down somewhere. And believe it or not, Dr. Jones has done that. I've had to say some things to people that just get way out of control and start wilding out like they don't know any better. But, it's people need to know how to act. People need to know how to sit down and enjoy a holiday without getting out of character. And it's okay for you to tell them that. And you could play them this video and tell them that I said that. Like, hey, you need to sit down, act like you got some sense. If you know that you start acting a little squirrely after more than one drink, then you don't need to drink more than one drink. We're here to have a good time. We're not here to be getting sloppy and acting up, getting violent, and cussing everybody out at the Christmas party or the Christmas get-together. We want to eat grandma's delicious sweet potato pies and the turkey and stuff, and call it a day. We want to enjoy each other's company. And if you can't act like that, then, you maybe need to find somewhere else to go, or celebrate with other people, or do something else, or have a little bit of a timeout. And I put many adults in timeout. As old as I am, I put a lot of adults in timeout. I used to put people in timeout all the time. In corrections, when I worked in corrections, come in there acting up, sit in timeout for 5 minutes. And so it can be done. But you also have to do a personal assessment and see if you want to be bothered. If you don't want to be bothered, honor that and take care of yourself. Hope that helps. Thanks so much.